voice call.
Really? So you know about it. All right, great, because I don't know much. I tried watching the first.
It's horrible. It's one of these we will go away with. This was a waste of time.
Oh, really?
Things. Yes.
Oh, no. All right.
That's why I never watched them beforehand.
Let's go. Good afternoon. Welcome to Smudcast number 546. Why literally me characters are so important. I don't know what a literally me character is aside from the obvious statement. I've never encountered that in my studies or my books. I never said to myself, this character's just like me, or whichever. I don't have experience with that. I tried searching for this. It's not a trope. There's no technique. The closest I can think of is someone writes a slice of life when you write a slice of life, it's usually in a certain period. So they either insert themselves in that period, or the writer just gets lucky. And it's like, hey, there's a thing in my life I do, or that looks just like me, or describing myself and my behavior. That's as close as it gets. Everything else, I don't know what that term means. So anyway, this dude is the Kino Corner. He's got almost 70,000 subs. This came out in April this year. And wow, it's got 651,000 views for a 15.5-minute video. So
600,000?
651,000. Yeah, it's
oh my god.
He's got a lot of references, so I'm assuming he's using a lot of movies in his video. I only watched a few minutes, so I don't know what to expect. But what I heard so far was not very good. And that's a good sign that we're on the right track to watch a bad video.
Yeah. Hi, Hawk.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Hawk?
It's going fine. If you hear anything in the background, my girlfriend's eating and watching a podcast of the Lotus Eaters.
Huh.
Okay. Hopefully you don't have one of those directional or omnidirectional mics where your girlfriend's like eating, I don't know, Rice Krispies or something. We'd hear like crunch, crunch, crunch in the background.
No, she's just having a salad.
Okay.
And we'll hear Sargon noises.
While playing the piano. No, we don't hear anything. We're fine.
That's all right.
Anyway, we're going to check out this video. It has over 650,000 views, so I'm expecting a good video. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of this guy. He's called, I said before, the Kino Corner. Kino, the Greek word I think is motion or activation, something like that.
The Eastern Bloc used the word to describe cinema, and it is in Germany still the word that we use for cinema.
Cool. It's also another a word for good, I believe, or good action. So there's it's a loaded word. That's cool. Whatever. He likes being a positive dude. Good for him. Sadly, when you're positive, you're not always accurate when you're evaluating media. Mm-hmm. And your subjective view of this rose-tinted understanding of the world tends to blind you. So just from the words alone and from what I saw the first 2 minutes, I was like, I don't know about this video. So
what are you trying to say with this video? So I can just... Why literally me? Is it like when people go, oh, this character's literally me?
I think
so. Which is usually what you hear. The only people that in real life I've met that go over, it's literally me, is mainly girls with issues.
Yep.
And usually over depictions of depression, social anxiety, and other such shit. Or depictions of powerful Mary Sue's, and it's literally me.
Yeah, I see the things when I heard the term, it always reminds you of when all those women were like, "Oh my God, Harley Quinn, that's literally me." It's like, okay.
Okay, have a nice day. Please never meet me again.
Yeah, I'm literally a psychotic mass murdering criminal. God, I've got all the personality problems she has. Okay.
Well, good to know. Should I call the cops now or later?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Exactly.
Well, this is not too long a video. Hopefully he doesn't go into too many weird anecdotes or asides about race or sex or God knows what, how a man identifies with a character in a film. And from the list of films, you can already tell, like, okay, I don't really identify with Bateman in American Psycho, but I can understand the cynicism behind what he's saying, and I can identify with the meaning, but not actually, hey, I really like this kind of music and hacking people to death with an axe or a chainsaw.
No, to be honest with you, I could like get along with hacking Jared Leto to death because he does need to be hacked to death at this rate.
Yes, the one famous scene. We will very much identify with changing the paint on our walls to hacking someone to death. We've done that all in our lives.
Yeah. Mm. So. I mean, well, yeah. I'm sorry. It's just the fact that he's made all these terrible movies and then Morbius, and it's like, oh, people still think he's good. You don't know why.
He was less cringe in that movie than as this attempt at a Joker.
Let's try to put all his superhero escapades behind us.
Yeah, but also he made that Cult Island, and he also, have you ever heard his band? They're shit.
Oh, he has a band too. Look at that.
Yeah, was it 30 Seconds to Mars or something? Is that what his band is?
Really?
Yeah, that's his band.
Yeah.
What? I thought that was the band of Michael Mittermeier.
No, it's later, but yeah. Yeah, it's just terrible. He's just a terrible person, hence why I like watching American Psycho.
Is it like all these famous dudes, like Keanu Reeves and Johnny Depp, have their own band? But
well, the thing is,
as far as I know, Keanu Reeves doesn't have a band, but he is.
Yeah, but, Johnny Depp started out as a musician.
Yeah. He always wanted to be a musician, and he did acting as like a side gig to make money.
Yeah, to finance the music.
Yeah, and then drugs, and then like.
And then he had scissors for hands.
Yeah, and then he didn't. The lying bastard.
Then his bastardization of the Charlie and Chocolate Factory book.
And then his ex-wife's dog stepped on a bee. Then someone shit in his bed, but poor guy.
A dog-sized turd.
Yeah, buying tens of thousands of dollars of wine every month. Oh, what a horrible lifestyle he's got.
Like a mega pint.
A magnum of wine. Okay.
But don't forget, also Christopher Lee as well had a band.
Really? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He did that late in his life and had a metal band.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, artistic types like to sing. That's cool.
Jack Black attempted to have a band.
I think that was part of his method acting. He just.
I was trying to make a joke about Tenacious D.
Does he not do Tenacious D still? I thought he did.
Yeah, he does. I was making a joke about him being bad at it, but yeah.
I thought that was the whole shtick for Brutal Legend.
Yeah, that was the whole. Oh, I'm a video game character now. I'll keep doing that in real life. You're like, all right, I guess you could do that.
Oh, well, Tenacious D was older than Brutal Legend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, it's basically the same vibe.
Yeah,
much better in the Devil May Cry version, but yeah, that's just my taste.
What?
Okay, so we've got 15 minutes and a half to go through. Up to you guys how long we're going to go. I don't know much. I've only seen the first few minutes, and I was very confused at certain points, but he seems logical. He seems practical. He's very explicative. He's very detailed. I'm like, that's good. So just try to catch what he says, and if you have a problem, just pause, talk. Okay, here we go.
You like Refn? His early work was a little too European for my taste, but in 2011, he really came into his own, commercially and artistically, with the release of his hit film, Drive.
Can you say that again like a normal person?
What do you do?
Okay.
I drive?
That's literally me. Literally me, dude.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Oh, literally me! That's me! That's so me!
Really?
Master Payne, it is a great honor having you beating random people in our town.
That's literally me!
Bit confusing?
Okay.
In recent years, a new film genre has emerged out of the chaos of our culture. And what's weird is...
Okay, so film genre.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the term film genre.
Yeah, when I think of genre and I think of characters in a certain time period, I think of slice of life. And that's what we see a lot of in anime, in Japanese stories from Murakami especially, and some stories in the West, some movies in the West as well. But even in those cases, like I could point to Murakami's latest novel, Killing Commendatore, there's still a plot of one of the characters that the main character is following.
What I would say is this is more of like a mass reaction to a certain type of character.
You take a stereotype, you take a profile of a person, and you say, like Bateman, okay, rich, generic dude in middle management to executive management who is having a midlife crisis of some kind. And that's it. There's no major plot. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what his goal is. That's usually what a slice of life or a character story is all about. But even then, we could point to, in the Murakami Killing Commendatore, the guy is an artist, and he's in the country. He's living in the country, but he's following the plot of the rich dude who's living in the country, looking for his son. There's Falling Down. That's a story about a guy who loses his job, and he wants to get to his daughter's birthday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way, he just goes crazy. Stand By Me. These kids are on a journey to find a dead body, and that's the plot. But it's still a slice of life. It's still whatever these kids are doing in their life to get from A to B. So it depends. It really depends on the nature of the plot. Sometimes there isn't one, but I would always argue there usually is, or else you're going to lose your audience. You're going to say, why am I reading this? What the hell's going on? Unless it is specifically a period piece about a big event like World War I or World War II, and the people who read those books, like my mother will read a romance novel from World War I or a slice of life from that era, and it'll be half fiction, half this is what this person actually experienced or someone who did. And there will be historical events happening from a certain perspective, or cooking, or something like that, some marriage that everyone knows. So there's something there to keep your attention, but I wouldn't call it a genre though. It's not a whole.
Well, not all of the movies that he's going to talk about are slices of life, because he's going to talk about Blade Runner, the one with Ryan Gosling as the main character,
I'm literally, that's literally me, a replicant. I know exactly what that guy's going through. Yeah,
that's what me. A plank of wood is what Brie Larson said when she saw that movie.
Oh really? Oh boy, here's Jugio. Thank you, Jugio. That's fantastic. Love it. Literally Me isn't a genre. It's mostly a community of people who like movies about socially awkward guys that don't quite fit in, but less in an awkward high school kind of way and more in a post-Dynamite formula on Twitter to bait the feds kind of. What is that?
I think one of the big things about the Blade Runner, why a lot of people call that the Literally Me movie, is because of the overwhelming sense of lack of purpose that Kay feels that a lot of people relate to.
Mm-hmm.
So nihilism and
it's not really like literally me.
Wouldn't it work for Fight Club as well then?
I do think that is kind of one of the movies that would fall into this.
But the thing is, when a lot of people outside of like what me and Wes said earlier, the insane women say literally me, it's more people say it more as when characters act in a way where someone goes, "Oh, that's how I would act in this."
I've heard women.
It's not them going, "Oh, this is literally 1-to-1 of me." This is like, "Oh no, I'd act like this and this." situation.
That sounds exactly like some women I talk to over the years that will say, this is objectively good. And they'll just keep going on and on about the thing they like, which it's like, I don't know, a movie, a slice of cake. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll just say that as their catchphrase for a thing they like.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. But, people do it.
Oh, I love this. It was literally me. Like, was it though? It wasn't. It's like, yeah.
This happened in my life. Yeah, you were abducted by replicants and forced to
It's like,
commit a crime.
I was watching some bits of like The Boys season 3 with Homelander, and there's a bit where he tells Starlight that he doesn't care if she like spills anything, he'll just kill everybody. And I went, oh yeah, that's how I would react if I was as powerful as Homelander. As in like, you're powerful to do anything, nothing bothers you. And it's like, yeah, I don't go, oh, he's literally me in every other way. It's just like, yeah, when I think about it, that's how someone like that would respond. And if I was that character, that's how I'd respond. But I wouldn't say he's literally me. I'd just say, oh, he's a well done. You know what I mean?
Well, this is the whole.
You mean you share his as we say this? It's an English word for Kopfkino. Kopfkino is what we say for head cinema.
Oh, really?
Like when you have like a invasive daydream of either a dreadful thing or something that you just want to do in a rage.
Yeah.
And Homelander has these things where he just like an eldritch abomination lasers down the entire audience, all because like someone looked at him wrong. Isn't that what you have, Hawk?
This is kind of it's hard to describe. So we're talking about drama, and drama is when you care about whatever's happening on the screen to whatever character that you want to see them go through their problems and solve it or whatever. And we could take that to identification, so identify with the character and their plight because it happened to me, or I think I know the emotion they're going through, and my cousin went through that. There's always some background story, and that's why we get people who have problems. We talk about catharsis a lot and going to cinema or playing games, who play a game, and the game has nothing to do with what they're going through, but because they're playing the game or watching the film and there's some dramatic event going on that they identify with, they feel better from like the death of their father or the recovery from an accident. They just feel, that's why they love the game so much. That's why they like the movie so much. They just feel better as a result.
Isn't it more like catharsis from empathy?
Right,
instead of directly identifying with the character.
Well, you could.
But the thing is, identifying with the character. When a lot of people say they literally identify with the character, it was really like what you said earlier, Wes. It was really like all those women with those mental health issues going like, oh, Harley Quinn is my girl. It's like no one really says I am this character, because every person on film, pretty much every character on screen doesn't like connect 100% to a single person.
Right.
Well, the delusional ones, they just project completely.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think the mistake is between can you relate to an issue of something that the character is going through, or a problem or a quirk that someone has, or are you identifying as that character?
Right.
And that's I think the difference, because these super weirdos, they can't distinguish between that. I think that's the word.
It's the association between usually a protagonist trying to overcome their goal. You're so invested in the story because for whatever reason you like the character, they're attractive, they're tragic, whatever the reason is, and you want them to do the thing they're trying to do. Whether it's successful or not, you want to see them overcome that hurdle. And that provides that cathartic moment for you as whatever problems you're going through. And we sometimes say, oh, it's just like me, or it's literally like me, or it's like my friend, or it's like this problem I knew when I was a kid. And that is probably all it takes for you to like the film, even if the film is very nuanced or not very well taken by the general audience, because it's this offbeat fringe thing that no one else watches, and that's where you get cliques and niches of certain media. Because no one else knows how great this thing is, but you do because you had a problem and you identified with it. So that's the issue we have with certain films and certain games or certain media. So I don't think anyone watches American Psycho and goes, wow, I feel so much better because I identified with Bateman and he blew up a car with a gun or something. It's like, no, I don't.
He tried to force a kitten into an ATM machine.
Right. And no one goes, oh yeah, this is totally what I go through and what I feel. And I'm glad.
Oh, you know, I totally, like, he's literally me because even I can't get a reservation.
Oh dear. Yeah. So there's certain films where if you're saying you identify with the character to the point where it's a good story because you feel better, as opposed to, oh yeah, I'm just like Bateman because I hate my job, and you're like, whoa, it's not a good thing. I think you have problems with your life that you're dealing with that you probably don't identify with a psychopath who's.
I think I see a lot of people identify with Bateman when they do talk about identifying with him. It's the whole aspect of having to wear a mask when you're in public, especially while you're working, and just hating every aspect of having to do that.
I could see that because we all wear masks, and we're doing it right now. We all have to wear a certain mask and a certain manner of speaking and communicating and waiting your turn and all that stuff.
Smart. I don't know if you know this, but you literally just quoted The Mask just then.
The Jim Carrey film?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a phrase what they say.
Oh, well, this is basic psychology, so I don't know.
Yeah, so it's just kind of funny the way you'd say that. I was like, I'm just thinking of The Masks now.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to start making.
But that's literally me.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, but
it's
again. It's again, I would rather use the word relate to Bateman in this one aspect.
Sure.
Just like I can relate to Asura in Asura's Wrath about all his loss of his family, his wife, his daughter that he wants to protect, while being betrayed by absolutely everyone. But I don't identify with Asura because I didn't lose a wife and a daughter and so on, and I don't punch through planets in my anger. So that's what I mean with the difference. Like, there's wrath going on.
From what I can tell, the whole literally me phrasing is kind of just a hyperbolic joke.
Yeah.
Technically, the problem is the people who use it also seem to literally mean it.
The thing is, there's only two types of people that I know use this is literally me. The crazy women who said Harley Quinn was literally me, and then leftists who are trying to make out that people who like film like American Psycho, Taxi Driver, and Joker are saying this because we're all right-wing nut jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Here is Power Rangers Sturmtruppler. Okay. Another common thing with these movies is that the main character typically isn't all there mentally. Tyler from Fight Club is a schizo and hates the consumerist world. Bateman is too base to live. And Gosling just has Asperger's in all his movies. Okay. Well. There are reasons why certain people keep getting the same roles, and it's a combination of acting skills and appearances and craziness.
That's actually something as well. Like, the was it the Mechanist?
Right.
Machinist.
Christian Bale. Is that how is that actually pronounced?
It's the Machinist.
What is it?
Not the Mechanist.
Let's leave the German alone for one day, shall we?
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm saying it right or wrong, but I'm going to call it with Christian Bale in it. That was a thing what was similar to, like, not Fight Club, but it was like he had mental problems and couldn't sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
And everything. But no one ever mentions that movie.
Yeah, no, this is like, you don't need to have, it's the same problem we have with New Trek, where all the stories, if all the characters have some personal issue or some trauma or some flashback where something bad happened to them, and it's no longer Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. It's whatever. What's the guy's? Not Kurtzman, but the other guy who made the stuff. He was on DS9 before. I can't remember his name. Then he got fired. But that was his whole view. He wanted to do his own version of Star Trek, which was all messed up and dark. So, same idea. Just, that's not what we want. We don't need it. We can still enjoy Star Trek without the crazies. It's fine. Anyway, back to the video.
That it's not made up of entirely new movies. There are some new films in this genre, of course, but overall, it's the classification that's new, not the films. This genre is literally me. Or maybe Sigma Cinema is a better...
What the hell is Sigma Cinema? Isn't that... I thought that was a production house.
I think it's the Sigma male thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Alpha. It's not Alpha or Tad, it's Sigma. Because Sigma is a new thing now. But
Sigma in Greek means summation or sum, and in algebra you're referring to a function that adds up all your values from 0 to x or whatever your summation.
yeah, the person who came up with Sigma wasn't a very bright person. But, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we'll keep going. Here's gay actor Michael Douglas. I don't know why you think he's gay, but okay. No Wisp. People who call themselves literally me do not literally mean it. The whole literally me thing is a massive meme. It's a joke. Maybe the people who did start it weren't joking, but that was like 4 people who really meant it. How old is this meme then? Is it like 4 or 5 years old? I don't recall it.
I would say it's kind of like basic. It's basically a response to the whole all the girls pretending they are just Harley Quinn when they're just EPD.
No.
To my experience, I would say it's 10 to 15 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
But then after that, a whole bunch of people started comparing themselves to the main character of Drive.
Really?
And a lot of green text.
I don't remember watching the film, but the clips I saw, like, not much happens in the film for him to talk and have conversations with people. He's very quiet, and he's just waiting on people half the time. So it's like, all right, that's not really much.
Didn't someone sue the cinema because they didn't have any much driving in it?
Look, I don't know what happened on 4chan with this meme and what came out of it, but the women I knew that were going on about this line when they brought up here this webcomic, that webcomic, that cartoon character, they meant it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right. Well, I don't know what Sigma Cinema is, but we'll hopefully get a description.
An alliteration.
Oh, really?
Label. It's a loose collection of movies that typically star men on the fringes of society. They're usually regular guys who just snap. But sometimes they're complete psychopaths. In A Clockwork Orange, Alex lives an extremely hedonistic lifestyle. How is it then that it falls under the same umbrella as something like Falling Down? As I thought more and more...
Falls on the umbrella because you made it fall on the umbrella.
He's got
Yeah. The thing is I don't really see a lot of people bring up Clockwork Orange with the whole literally me thing.
Yeah. No offense, but when I watch a movie where someone rapes a woman to "I'm Singing in the Rain," I don't go, "Yeah, that's me." I go, "This is a weird movie, and I don't really want to watch it anymore."
It's just like Falling Down. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
What? No.
The movies I see that get brought up a lot is Drive, Blade Runner sequel. American Psycho.
American Psycho. Yeah.
Maybe Jared Leto and James Gunn look at this movie and think that's literally me.
Well, there would be a different explanation if there was a writer on board moment. It's like, oh yeah, this is clearly the director or the writer. He's that character right over there saying whatever he wants on his soapbox. We could say that with lots of Japanese anime from Hideki Anno and his couch trip. Life, whatever he does with himself.
Taxi Driver is another one that gets brought up a lot in this whole thing.
Oh,
it was mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, weird way to not categorize the category of a genre, which is not a genre. It's got weird way of describing it.
about this concept, I realized the vast diversity that existed within this new genre. These films present different male archetypes, but how do they all relate to each other? Surely there's a through line. Do people connect with these characters ironically, or are they just using a veil of irony to point to a deeper, more sincere truth? I know we all naturally lump all these films together, but why? Let's take a look at some of the major Literally Me characters just to see if we can find the dots to connect. I can only talk about a couple here, or else the video would be entirely too long and boring. If I don't mention your favorite Literally Me movie, then I think you should honestly just, cope. Nah, don't worry. This video is part of my series called Literally Me, and I will be making a lot of these videos for this.
You have a Literally Me movie? Because I don't.
I don't even know what he's referring to aside from a subjective interpretation of a character you like.
Yeah. Like, I like the movie Joker. I don't think I'm literally him.
Yeah.
I enjoy American Psycho. I don't think I'm literally Patrick Bateman. You know. Yeah, I find Taxi Driver boring, and I find like a lot of other stuff. Like I don't really like Fight Club. I'm not a fan of it.
You mean Taxi Driver or Driver? Drive?
Taxi Driver.
What was it called?
Well, Taxi Driver is the one with Mr.
De Niro.
De Niro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another one where people go, "That's literally me."
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Same
Because because I know I've been watching The Boys recently, but Homelander shows what's her name? One of the superheroes, Taxi Driver, and he goes, "Aha, that's literally me."
Really?
I don't know. Another one. Another kind of like commonality I've seen is dissatisfaction with modern society.
Sure.
Yeah.
A rebel, someone who's against the grain and gets fed up, wants to change
Like
things.
James Lee.
Yeah, like
And
A rebel
that's why
without
Taxi Driver gets brought up a lot.
same with Joker came out.
Because
Taxi
of that
Driver was brought up. King of Comedy was brought up. Falling Down was brought up. So it's like, yeah, okay, you have the people going through a breakdown of some kind.
Mhm.
That's not quite. I don't think that's unless there's something going on in the world where men are just having a crushing defeat in their life, which has happened 10 years ago. So if that's still going on, okay, I guess that's still a thing to the point where someone's calling it a
Every
genre.
day I have a crushing defeat, Smud. Every day.
I wake up in the morning. No, I can't do it.
I wake up in the morning, I get told I've got to go to work. It's a crushing defeat.
You didn't immediately have money thrown at your feet as soon as you woke up out of bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Third Degree Bernie Sanders. That's a Bernie with a U. All right. I think it's a response to all those posts on social media made by women, and rape, I mean male feminists, where they whine about how if you idolize charadiers like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Rick Sanchez, you miss the point acting like geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's to take the word back, I think.
All right. I'm
Oh,
still confused on this weird meta genre he just invented, but okay.
This series or future, so stay tuned. And any femcells out there, I got you covered as well. Let's
What? What's a femcel?
Femcel. Female celibate, because incel.
Yeah,
just
female
male.
incel. It's a female incel.
Oh, that's new. That's new to me. Okay. Do women not know they're women? Like what?
No. We called them cat ladies before.
Oh, okay. That's different. I thought it was like women who choose not to have sex for whatever.
No. It's involuntary.
Yeah.
Like they can't get a guy because they're just too horrible.
Okay.
Involuntary celibate, like a term for like everyone who can't get laid.
All right. Well, I thought women have no problems. They just stop eating sugar for 2 weeks and try and look pretty for 2 weeks as well. You'll be fine.
Yeah, haven't you noticed how language works? The general term that includes everyone is just dismissed as the male-only word when it's negative.
Oh.
And And that's why you always need an extra females only word to describe the negative version. Otherwise, the women don't feel included in the negative word.
Okay, because
the same goes for positive words.
I'm a bit confused because I just finished watching the Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and there was a character named Cell who just ate everyone, including women. So I was like, okay, that's a bit strange to think along those lines.
Let me just ask. Hey, woman who can't have sex, what do you women call them? She just shook her head. I thought I'd get a woman's opinion on it, but
yeah, hard to say. Anyway,
femcell
it is. Yeah.
2020.
So even the women who aren't that sexually attractive are nice enough that you could have a romantic relationship in a very moderate way, and it's not a big deal. It's not a huge problem, but sure, ladies have the problem as men too. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, and the really horrible ones that do end up as femcells, they just didn't manage because they're usually abusive with mental disorders, and even they can get guys. I've seen some that have several at the same time because they found the doormat types.
Yeah, this is like the worst ending to Mass Effect 2. You have to really try hard to be a femcell or whatever.
Another thing about femcells is that they're basically what Whisp describes with the nice guy, but as a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Weird. Okay. Let's continue.
Let's look at today's roster of men who are quite literally just like me. Patrick Bateman. He's young, jacked, has an amazing skincare routine, drinks like a fish, and can get any lady he wants so long as he's got the money. And he has the money. Bateman feels like a satire on the materially obsessed yuppies of the 80s, and this lack of meaning that comes out of this lifestyle of obsessing over clothes and restaurants manifests itself as a desire to kill. Or is it all in his head? Does that even matter? Bateman wants to fit into a world that he despises. He is a husk of a man, albeit a hilarious one. It's hard to know if he likes the music he listens to or the food he eats, as he qualifies their value with reviews he read.
I'm quite sure he loves the music, and he has very opinionated pieces on the food he eats, especially his diet, so I don't think that was a huge issue with his character or his problems. That was just part of his lifestyle. You could argue the facade is what likes those things, and inside he doesn't care. But not his music. I think he pretty much likes the music. He's always listening to it. It's not fake to him. That would be. Can you imagine having a facade where you're listening to music you don't like just to keep the facade? Like no one cares. Like no one can hear the music in your earpiece or your Walkman. I really don't think that would be the case. If anything, it would be the opposite. The music would be trying to get him out of his facade.
I definitely agree. I think that the music is probably the only thing that's not a facade with him.
Right, yeah. It's weird. Okay.
Rather than what seems like his actual opinions. Bateman's life isn't just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends. It's about how these things consume our lives, our cultures, and turn us into NPCs who just want to destroy it all.
Wait, what?
Defense, aka William Foster. What happens when the machine rejects one of its cogs? Michael Douglas's character, who we know as Defense because that's what his license plate says, is a Department of Defense worker who has lost his job. He helped build missiles that probably caused untold death and destruction in foreign countries on behalf of the USA. He was well regarded in his field, but when he was no longer useful, when he was no longer economically viable, he was spit out. He lost everything: his job, his home, his wife, his daughter, and arguably his sanity. And on one hot LA morning, he finally cracks. He abandons his car and sets out on a journey across Los Angeles to attend his daughter's birthday party, leaving behind him a wake of destruction. Defense is the embodiment of the mid-20th century man. It's not a coincidence that, at the beginning, he wants to turn back the crisis to 1965. He's a man out of time. He embodies the 1950s American ideal, but he's stuck in an empire in decline. He fights against what his country has become. Increased price.
There are many messages in the story, but he's having a breakdown. And I wouldn't say he's fighting against all of these things. These just things get brought up because he's having a bad day. So
That's getting worse and worse and worse.
this is like you're the guy who's about to get the 30-year tenure at your job, and you get all these wonderful retirement benefits, and they fire you at 29 years. And you have no job prospects, or the industry you're in is obsolete, or whatever you want to consider the American defense sector. I don't know what that is exactly, but and then your wife leaves you with the kid in the house, and you're like, what do I do? And he's just so broken that all these things keep happening to him. So all these issues that pop up, these are his ways of expressing himself as he gets to where he needs to go. But the story is not really about those things. That's just part of the message. Nor do you identify with him as a result of him saying those things. Like there's that scene in the is it McDonald's or whatever, and he's holding the burger and he's like, why doesn't this look like that? You know, like that's like, yeah, you're right. That's a cool observation, but I don't like, yeah, man, you should pull out your Uzi. It's like, no, I don't identify with that. So the messages are fine, but that's not what he is as a person. He has his own issues that he's just expressing through those moments.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Racists, fascists, gang violence, an elite class who hold disdain for ordinary citizens, and America itself. All the while, he spouts ideas of what
I feel like this is going to be someone looking way too deep into this movie.
He's just describing him in a very generic way, a surface way, and just saying, this is what happens. You're like, yeah, you're right, but that's not the character. That's just the things he's talking about, because that's what the movie is.
Yeah.
You don't think he's over-interpreting a little bit?
Yeah. As always, we get these people who do that, but he's not wrong. He's just connecting to the character, which is wrong.
Yeah. Well, all I'm going to say is people shouting at like the scene what it's all about, where he gets shouted at by the golf team, like the upper class of disdain for the lower class. He's just wandering on a golf course.
Yeah, he has no business being there. He's just walking to wherever his daughter is. He doesn't want to take a faster route. He gets fed up with his car. So, yeah. Anyway, here's Conceived on a Short Bus. Hey, thank you. A normie is a gay because he likes men. A sigma is gay because he hates women. They are not the same. But on a serious note, sigma is just a huge joke on the internet. Nobody takes that crap seriously. I think this guy is probably mending in this video. I'm not sure what angle he's got yet, because he's just listing videos he likes where he identifies with the main character. That's fine. But it's not a genre. Like, you can't connect Falling Down with American Psycho. It doesn't quite line up.
No.
There's a little bit of nuance, actually quite a bit of nuance in American Psycho than Falling Down. Yes, it's about consumerism and this and that, but the way they approach it is a little different. And a lot of psychology, especially in American Psycho.
Yeah.
American society should be. Freedom of speech, the customer is always right, and so on.
Just standing up for my rights as a consumer.
But confronted by the law and told that he's the bad guy, Foster asks,
I'm the bad guy? Yeah.
is he? He obviously has personal responsibility for his actions, but it's undeniable that he is the product of a sick society. We cheer for him as we use him to vent our own frustrations on the world, even if we wouldn't dare to repeat his actions. It's his straddling of the line between good and evil that makes him so compelling. Billy Brown. This is a Literally Me deep cut, but it shouldn't be. Vincent Gallo excellently portrays Billy Brown, the protagonist of his breakout film Buffalo 66. The film opens with Billy leaving prison, racked by intrusive memories and an intense need to pee. He searches for a place to relieve himself while building a web of lies to conceal from his family the fact that he spent the last few years in the can. Under the stress induced by the retention of his urine, he calls his parents to let them know he's coming to visit with his wife, and shortly after, he kidnaps a woman.
Wait, slow down. Is this a major plot point? He has to go to the bathroom?
I assume so.
Jesus Christ. What the? Under the stress of having to go to the bathroom, he calls his mom. Like, what? And then he captures a girl so he could, I don't know.
I'm impressed that he's managed to capture a girl with a full bladder.
Yeah, it's like my bladder is so full, I'm gonna go psychotic. It's like, what? What is this film? And then this guy has the balls to say, yeah, this is just like me. I totally identify with this character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whenever I eat a piss, I go psychotic and kidnap people. What?
Layla and forces her to pretend to be his wife so that he can keep up the illusion.
This is acting, all right? You're my wife. So that means you adore me, you love me, you cherish me. Jesus Christ, you can't live without me.
Brown is a troubled man. His mom blames him for making her miss the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl win because he was born on the same day. His parents know nothing about him and don't seem to care about him one bit. Nothing he can do will make them proud of him. They don't even know that he's a champion bowler. He's also been in love with the same girl since he was a kid, a girl who barely knows that he exists. In short, he doesn't know what it's like to be loved, and he aims to avenge his loveless life by assassinating a former kicker for the Buffalo Bills. But Layla does her best to soften his heart and stop him from further ruining his life. He's a 30-year-old virgin with propensity for having gamer moments and really, and I mean
Wait, what?
really, dislike...
What?
Gamer moments? Let me go back there.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god. I'm already not interested in this fucking video anymore.
I wish there were subtitles. I can't.
What is this guy making up
Gamer
here?
moment? Yeah, let's try it.
And he aims to avenge his loveless life by assassinating a former kicker for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, that sounds absolutely psychotic. So I don't know how the hell we got to that. It's just random events. I'm going to go kill someone. Like, why?
Yeah. I like how it's gone from me and a Wii
Yeah.
to kidnapping a woman to then killing someone from the Buffalo, whatever they're called.
Okay, let's keep going.
But Lord best to soften his heart and stop him from further ruining his life. He's a 30-year-old virgin with propensity for having gamer moments and really...
So,
What does he mean with that?
is that like outbursts of anger? Maybe? Is that
No.
What is a gamer moment?
the great desire to snipe someone in Call of Duty from 50 yards? Like, what do you...
What's this movie called again?
Buffalo something? Buffalo 66.
Buffalo 66. Right, I'm going to see when it was released.
Yeah, this is a weird...
The scene she showed when he said gamer moment does not help me understand what he means with the term. Is it like he likes to go to a casino? What the fuck?
1998. Oh, Christina Ricci.
Yeah,
Isn't
no,
it?
it's good looking girl, nice actress, but what the hell is going on? Anyway.
Plot. Let's just have a quick look at this plot.
I have to go to the bathroom is the plot, and then he gets angry. He has to call his mom.
You know what's really funny? That's not even mentioned.
Okay.
It really just quickly go into after being released from prison, he kidnapped somebody. Right?
Okay. Good enough for me.
And I mean, really, dislikes the touch of a woman. How much more like me can he
Oh,
be?
he lives happily ever after. Oh, okay.
He was looking just fine with the girl in his lap. Maybe that's later in the film, but okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know why I didn't have a girlfriend? Huh? Because there was nobody that I liked.
Tyler Durden, the unnamed protagonist of Fight Club, looked at Tyler Durden and said, "Wow, he is literally me."
Well, yeah, because he is.
Wait. Is this... Okay, we can make the argument with Fight Club because the character can say that unironically, but the audience can't. We don't know what the hell's going on in this film. It's a mystery. We're like, what is going on? He has this double life. He has this buddy of his that does crazy shit. He's part of a club that beats people up. Bit weird. I don't think anyone I know has been part of an underground fight club, but okay.
Nice.
Just a hit.
I know a guy who knows a guy. Yeah, okay, sure.
and rebel within all of us who exist in this corporate IKEA furniture-filled rat race of a society we call the West. Durden isn't just an anarchist, he's an agent of chaos. He splices adult films into regular films, he pees and drinks, and he performs acts of violence. Through Durden, the protagonist moves out of the normie circle of life and into the fringes of society in order to embrace his masculinity. Fincher and Palahniuk take all this to its logical extreme, as the Fight Club morphs from a group of men fighting each other for fun to a group of men fighting all of society. Is Durden real? Is he some schizophrenic hallucination of the protagonist?
He's a schizophrenic.
Yes, the schizophrenic hallucination. Yes.
They
That is
explain
the
that in
reveal
the
at the
movie.
end of the movie. Yes.
Did this person just watch like half the movie and went, "Well, that's enough for me. I've got the gist of this."
It's like that. If on your first watch you don't pick up on it. That's the point.
Well, that's the problem with any person studying psychology. They say this is one of those dumb films where there's another person trapped in another body, which is impossible, but they go, oh, they're doing the thing. Yeah, okay, I get it. And you have to try and makeshift the whole punching where they show the flashback where he's punching himself, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice twist for a movie, but
right, yeah.
It's like on a second watch you can notice that the interactions don't add up with the two.
There's another movie. There's lots of movies like this, but the one I remember is A Tale of Two Sisters, was this Japanese film, and the whole, I'm not going to spoil it, but the whole thing is like, wait a second, if this is true, then all these other scenes could not have happened the way they were shown on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And your brain has to then go watch the film again and go, okay, that didn't happen like that. That couldn't have happened like this, and all that junk. So I don't like when films lie to you visually, even though the film media is visual, but it annoys me. Kind of like with what's that film with the ghost? The guy who could see ghosts. I See Dead People. That famous.
What's it done?
Yeah, the M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, with Bruce Willis. Yeah,
with Bruce Willis. It's like
Signs.
Oh
no.
The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
Oh.
Yeah, because all those scenes, you're like, wait a second.
The Alien film with Mel Gibson.
You're right. Yeah. So as soon as you find that twist, you go, wait a second. Doesn't he have gravity? Doesn't he cast a shadow? Doesn't he make noise when he walks down the stairs? You know, like all those things. Wait, how does that make sense? So there's certain things your brain doesn't process. You're like, how could that add up? So anyway.
Of the protagonist, or is he the real person within the protagonist? Maybe Edward Norton is the fake persona, a mask made to fit into society and live by its rules, while Brad Pitt is the real man under the mask. We live in a world where testosterone levels are falling, conformity is on an upswing, and our lives have become more and more sedentary as the wage cage has moved from the cubicles of an office building into our homes. Think about how working from home has turned our sanctuary of our non-work life into a workspace. We cannot escape the grips of whatever large corporation we work for. Trust me, I cannot escape YouTube. But as our culture puts more and more pressure onto us to conform to whatever new ideals it purports, or as it takes away the very essence of ourselves and being, it lights a fire within us to resist. When we see Tyler Durden in Fight Club, we see on screen our same desire and motivation to stand up for ourselves against a crushing society. Travis Bickle.
Well, talking to me? Well, who the hell else are you talking to me?
Travis Bickle might be my favorite character of this bunch, and I'll be going more in depth on him in my next video. He is arguably the granddaddy of the Literally Me characters, as Taxi Driver released all the way back in 1976. Bickle's a complex man. He's a Vietnam War vet living a modest life in New York City. He has trouble sleeping, maybe due to PTSD, so he works long hours as a taxi driver. Unlike the other drivers, he doesn't discriminate. He drives anyone, anywhere, and because of this, he witnesses the underbelly of American society each and every night. Bickle is perceptive and, at times, spiritual. He sees the chaos around him and knows that something must be done, turning first to assisting and then attempting to assassinate a politician, before he sets his sights on freeing an underage prostitute. On the flip side, he's intensely socially awkward. He attends the adult film theater and sees couples there, so he takes Betsy on a date there. When she protests and leaves, he doesn't understand. Heck, he awkwardly messes up his narration to us, the audience, and has to restart. His frustrations and anger towards the state of New York and to his own life transform into a need for cathartic violence.
I really want to. I got some bad ideas in my head.
The US government trained him to kill in a foreign country, but now he's going to use that training on domestic soil. By purifying his body and styling his hair in a mohawk, he evokes the image of a warlike Native American. Thus, Bickle declares war on the scum of the streets. He becomes a Western hero in a modern world. He is the man who stood up. You might be wondering, where's the driver from Drive 2011?
All right. Well, we got one donation. Let me read that. Sergeant Major Misogyny. All righty. Love the names. It sounds like it's an instructional video for the FBI on how to groom somebody into becoming a mass shooter. Step 1, know the lingo. Step 2, ingratiate yourself with the popular culture. Step 3, ironically post bomb manuals and FBI building plans. I don't know. This guy said that Taxi Driver was the best example of a literally me movie, and I'm like, I don't think so at all. That's a horrible thing to say.
I've never watched it and gone, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
In fact, I've never watched any of his movies and gone, yeah, that's me. So, whatever. I just feel that these are just. These are all the movies that. Do you remember that thing on Twitter, which when all men who have problems watch these movies?
Oh, really?
And it was literally like all these movies were named and everything, and also like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly or something as well. And you're like, all right, all toxic males watch these movies.
Old westerns, yeah, those are horrible for men's psyche. Yeah.
But it just feels like it's all these movies. So this is where I feel like this person's just going. This whole literally me thing just sounds like he's taken what leftists try and use as an insult to people who aren't left.
Right. The Fight Club gets brought up a lot in these circles as being a bad film or influence on men or whatever. And you're like, why is it bad? What's wrong with using this technique and mystery? And
it's men fighting each other, so that means all men want to find each other, right? Okay.
Aren't they mainly complaining about the strong and capable men that are leaders when most of these aren't that?
The lack of personal drive and desire in your life because something's missing, and consumerism can't fill that void. And what is that? What is that tribal nature that we have in our blood to do so? And they see that as bad when they're engaging in another version of that in their own lives, whether it's religion or ideology or just where you physically live. So there's all kinds of things to learn and appreciate from these films. And Palahniuk,
all these films are not what you could watch in a left-wing sphere.
They can't. Yeah, remember we covered Maggie Mae Fish and she covered Fight Club and she had the most bizarre take that you could have ever taken with Fight Club. It's like, wow, you are missing the mark like miles away.
Yeah,
it's so bizarre. Like that's probably why she attacked it, because like, oh, this is clearly Nazism and fascism and misogyny, and you're like, misogyny?
The left wing can't comprehend these films.
I bet you if the moment the sexes would be reversed, they would love the movies.
Well,
yeah.
Think about the film itself. And the treatment of the girlfriend in the film is when he's as Tyler Durden, he's pleasuring her, he's amazing in bed, and then he goes back to being himself, and it's like you're a different person. It's like, what happened? It's like there's the concept of being a boyfriend or being the alpha male, and the reality that you have to come down to. That's kind of it. Once you have a relationship, it's like all that stuff goes away and you focus on what do you really want? what are we trying to do here? And that person doesn't know what they want, and that's why I see the movie version of the book is a love story, because of this beautiful imagery between the male and the female, whereas the book version is a whole bunch of other things. So it's a great story. I don't know why it's hated by these groups.
Well, it's because they can't. It's something they can't comprehend, and it's also something they can't twist.
It's broken men finding agency, even though that agency is often misapplied, as with Joker here. But he does find agency in his life finally.
The reason why they don't like these films is because it acknowledges that their oppressors aren't simply males.
Yeah.
Or that they also show that men can have problems, massive problems.
Yeah.
They also show that male privilege just doesn't exist.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. They can't bend it into anything with their ideology. So this is why they just can't comprehend it. If it doesn't fit into
They're counterproof to their ideology. And I see we're 2/3 in, and we did not get a single female example. What we talked about in the beginning, where we were just trying to guess by the title, what is this gonna be? We mainly talked about women using this phrase, going on about crazy, socially awkward, horrible characters.
I mean, how many women have recently come out saying like Scarlet Witch is who they literally me?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, and I was like, right.
It happened with Daenerys.
Yeah, Daenerys when she killed Daenerys was literally them only after she burnt down King's Landing. I was like, wait, so she wasn't you beforehand, but now that she's a mass murderer, you like relate to her? And these women were like, yeah. I'm like,
I thought
so you relate to being a mass murderer?
I thought that's the part that actually turned them off finally.
No, a lot of women.
Another one that
Holy shit.
that they identified with was the Ramona Flowers.
Yeah, Ramona Flowers. There was a song about that.
The character that ruined a generation by them trying to imitate her. Give us the mentally insane girl that is unable to bond, form relationships, be loyal, be trustworthy. Give us that, and then have a generation of girls try to imitate that. Yeah, I'm sure that's good for their mental health.
Yeah,
fucking hell. That is what I would have, in a good faith interpretation, expected this video to go on about, not this.
This is literally. I knew which movies were going to come up when he said about it, because he's literally just listing off all the alt-right movies which are toxicity in males, and it's such like a
allegedly because everything feminist, everything not feminist, everything not socialist, is everything not rainbow is now alt-right. Or far right, because right doesn't even exist anymore. But it still be right, even if it's not, if it has nothing to do with the right wing, it would still be the worst part of the right wing. It's like, fucking hell.
It's like that
fucking brain, you fucking assholes. And I think this is why I'm getting the vibe that technically the topic here, not the topic, but the way that he goes on about the topic sounds more like the projection that the left, feminists, etc., would go on about.
Yeah, see the phrasing of Sigma cinema. It's like, right, okay, I know exactly what he's going for. He's got this strawman view. He's got this strawman of what an alt-right person would like and would say. Like he assumes there's this person out there who's like, I'm Travis Bickle. I love to be, Tyler Durden. In reality, no one really says that. It's like I've never met anyone who's ever said that, online or in real life.
I've seen people say it, but it's always ironic. It's never
but I've also seen the people who say it seriously are always left-wingers trying to push that onto people who aren't. You know what I mean? It's always like with the Maggie May Fish video and like some other ones we've watched. It's always they've got this idea in their head of a right-winger and how a right winger will act, and all this builds up from it. And in reality, they don't exist. These people don't exist who are saying, "Oh, this is literally me," which is why we said literally me is mainly a woman thing, and it's mainly a woman thing where women with mental health issues. Like,
I mean, I would say it's a woman thing and a 13-year-old thing. 13-year-old male thing.
They mentally don't get older than that.
I know, but I wish
that's the problem.
I wish we focused on the actual genre, or at least the identification that these characters occur in a genre like slice of life, and then we could list the slice of life films that don't have all these modern or contemporary examples of people having problems with society, and have like the Japanese elements, the anime elements. Like Stand By Me is just like, that's, I wouldn't say it's timeless, but it's a bunch of kids who want to see a dead body and the things that happen along the way. It's identifiable on multiple levels because it's a bunch of kids going on a journey, and that's enough.
But that's not right wing. Come on. That's not neo-fascist Nazi right wing stuff like Joker or Driver. This is literally what it is, and like I said, I was hoping he'd be, talking about actual literally me characters where there was a large group of people who did it, like the Harley Quinn thing and everything like that. But no, we're going down the same route as a Maggie May Fish video, where it's these films are right wing, these are bad, and it's obviously all right wing idiots go, "Oh, it's literally me." And it's like,
well, the weird thing is he's implying that these are all positives rather than being a negative, though.
Right. He's saying he identifies with these characters. So it's like, this is what I am. And you're like, okay, fair enough. That's good.
All right.
His interpretation of the synopsis, though, is just a little off.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, yeah.
Anyway. Driver, the film I never saw.
And Arthur Fleck from Joker 2019.
Oh, whoa.
Well, a couple years ago, I made entire videos about Drive and Joker, where I touched on their Sigma appeal. So if you want to hear me talk about them, I'll leave links to them in the description
What is
below.
that?
So what brings all these characters together, and what brings them together with characters I didn't talk about, like Kay, Joker, Driver, Battinson, Riddler, Alex, Louis Bloom, Donnie Darko, or what have you? At their core, they're all troubled men, dealing with some sort of trauma, mental illness, or a mix of both. They live in a detached society that increasingly resents them, in which they increasingly despise in turn. They have different ways of dealing with this reality, sure. Louis Bloom from Nightcrawler cynically moves up the corporate ladder to find success, while Riddler just sows chaos and kills corrupt officials, no matter their past.
Wait, did he say Donnie Darko?
He did bring up Donnie Darko.
Yeah, that's...
Donnie Darko is dead. It's just about accepting death.
He's saying all these characters have in common they are disgruntled, disconnected, or dispossessed from society. You're like, fair, okay.
Well, they're all just men, Smud. That's
They are ostracized, lonely, unwanted, dissatisfied.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's Mangomu. All right. You guys know this vid is a meme, right? Nope. No idea.
How should we tell? We have honest stuff videos that are like this and worse.
What do you mean this is a meme?
Oh, it's the...
what means a meme?
Yeah, there's a hipster girl.
Is it an April 1st video?
Do a search for Literally Me meme. It's the hipster girl saying... or the hipster guy saying, "Wow, he is literally me." Just a list of, it's a collage of people from movies.
Smart, can you check the date this was uploaded?
This year, April.
Yeah, April 1st.
No, April 9th.
Okay. And it's not an April Fool's video.
Yeah. Here's
don't make you fail.
Here's John Candy as Uncle Buck Break. All right. If women idolizing characters like Romania Flowers proves anything in my mind, it's no matter how much damage the rise of single-parent households and abstract father figures have done on boys, it's done infinitely more damage to women. Okay. It all comes down to that. It always comes down to the nuclear family and its destruction over the years. How
Nuclear family is already a destroyed family because it doesn't involve the grandparents.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very interesting way of looking at life, because some people don't have the standard male-female father and mother figure, but they do have grandparents at times.
Yeah, and the grandparents cover for the time the parents can't keep watch over the kids. The grandparents can share their wisdom and their skills as well. And the grandparents dying is the time when the kids first learn that life is finite and time is finite.
That's the ultimate lesson for sure. I've noticed
the last lesson your grandparents give you.
Even with existing family members or people who have kids who still have their grandparents or have their parents, and they have kids. The kids have grandparents. Some of them don't associate their grandparents with their children, which is sad. And that's either by choice or, they just hire people to take care of the kids as opposed to giving them to the grandparents.
Having grandparents. Like you have at least, a kid has at least 4 grandparents, and there's a 25% chance that one of them is not shit.
And
keep that one around.
They actually want to take care of their grandchildren. And
the
parents don't want that.
Spoil them.
For whatever reason.
Fuck them up.
Maybe not necessarily spoil them, but, at least
it depends on how close they are to the grandkids.
It depends how crazy they. Yeah, it depends. Oh my God, I have grandchildren. They're really excited.
Look, from my experience, they tend to spoil the grandchildren less when they're around all the time, and more when they see them like once a month or something.
Yeah. And
but I've said this for a couple of years now, because I eventually just noticed this. Like the Americans, it's some nuclear family is an American thing, and I always thought like there's something missing, and eventually it clicked. And maybe that's one of the things I should have made videos about, or just somehow spread it, because every time I say this to someone, the reaction is, "Oh yeah, you're right." So maybe this is something that we have just completely overlooked for the past 100 years, that the nuclear family is already broken. And we need to fix that. We need to go further in if we want to fix families.
All right. We got, a little over 4 minutes left. He's just zipping
Matthews is urging me in DM that we can stop the video because it's a shitpost and not serious and could go to stream memes. Well, I don't know. The thing is, if he's playing this straight, and I cannot. This is it's like a Poe. I cannot distinguish this from the bullshit video essays we otherwise get. So good on you playing this so straight, because this is just standard bullshit.
The way I see this is it's partially a meme, partially true.
If a lefty would see this, he would take it seriously and even spread it, and people would agree. And that's the problem that I have with creating posts like this.
So for such an amazing meme one, why is everyone in the comments of this video, liking it?
As I said, the lefties will agree with it and take it just as seriously as we did, because it's played straight. And this is where I think this is a really bad idea to create posts and give the left even more shitty ideas and even more shitty arguments that they will then, because they will take it seriously and put it into practice. Why do you give them that? Would you do that with Nazis? Would you give them ideas on how they could better genocide certain demographics? Because it's ironic. I'm ironically doing this. Yeah, fucking hell. This damage is the fucking same.
All right. Well, I haven't picked up on any irony or Goodell vibes. So
exactly.
Yeah, this is. This is not.
I don't think my autism is preventing me from seeing the sarcasm here, because there is none.
Right. And if we're wrong, great. Well, I'll be happy to have a good laugh at ourselves in the last 2 minutes or whatever the case may be. Anyway. Let's keep going.
Methods or goals, most if not all of them, are motivated by some sense of alienation. So why shouldn't we connect with these characters on a deep level? We live in an increasingly alienating world. As our social interactions move from real life to the internet, our encounters with friends, families, and strangers become more and more soulless. We might be able to befriend and hold conversations with people on the other side of the planet, but we're talking to a screen. These people might be interested in the same niche subjects as we are, and so subcultures form on the internet. But as more subcultures form, our own culture becomes more splintered. It's great in some ways, but bad in others. But think, we can get all the social interaction we need from the comfort of our bedrooms. But is it really socialization, or is it just a simulation of such? When we talk with people online, the normal constraint...
Okay, now it's getting weird. What the hell is he talking
a
about?
simulation of socialization, which in the sense of actually connecting with people, there is a point, because our brains do not register the messages on screen as people, even if there's a photo of yourself as an avatar next to the name. The brain does not recognize that as interaction with a human being.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Even if we're conscious that we are talking with actual people, the brain doesn't treat it like that.
We went from movies and him talking about all these films and characters in films to socialization on the internet. You're like, why did you...
Well, suppose this is just a meme video, so he can say what the hell he wants, but...
No, he's just. I think he's just going into the isolation route, where the through natural circumstances, likely out of their control, characters ended up isolated. The whole shifting more and more stuff on internet interaction is creating a similar isolation in people, which isn't completely wrong.
That's
completely wrong.
We're connected, but we're isolated.
Yeah, and while this communication, socialization over the internet can be very helpful for autists, it is probably more harmful for non-autists. Because autists mainly communicate through exchange of the information of the actual text, the literal text, when the non-autists need all the other stuff that is not the text, which is not conveyed on the internet. And that can lead, if you start too early with just doing too much on the internet, you might not develop these subconscious skills as you should, and end up like an autist, but without the positive sides of autism.
All right, well, let's see if he's just goofing around the next few minutes, because this is getting a little weird.
And additions of real-life interactions just don't exist. People are more vicious because they're not looking at a real person, but just an avatar. Misunderstandings also arise because we can only see what others say through text or voice. There isn't that much context or body language to clue us into the real meanings of the words. On top of all of that,
you don't need body language to understand the real meanings of the words they use. That's just their interpretation of what they're trying to communicate to you, if they happen to use body language or non-verbal communication.
But as a normal person, you don't notice all the things that your senses are picking up about other people, what they convey, which gives all the connotation of their words.
Oh, for sure.
You mostly what was it, like 93% of communication between people is the non-verbal stuff.
Oh yeah, but he said
or
words.
the non-text stuff.
Yeah, but
because you can still make noises.
He didn't say the message behind the conveyance. He said the meaning behind the words. It's like that's.
Yeah, but he is technically correct here.
I think it's like the whole sarcasm isn't legible. You can't read it.
You can. There are rules to it. And I am so pissed by this statement at this point, because there are rules on how you can convey sarcasm in text. It's just that people who only ever communicate in this normal people intonation bullshit, they don't know the rules for how you do that with the words alone. because they don't need that, because they use it with their inflection, with their intonation, with their body language. That's how you can convey that as well. Then you don't need to do it with how you structure the sentence.
We are striving.
But once you know how that works, you can do it with text as well, and it's unmistakable. Unmistakable.
We are jumping the rails, is what I'm saying. We're no longer in the realm of media analysis. Now we're suddenly talking about non-verbal and verbal communication. It's like, dude, where's the characters that were just like you, and now we're talking about CNN?
Are we sure that
it's
it was
extrapolating now?
Hold on. Are we sure this was actually a meme video, or is it just it was such a bad video that people have said it's a meme?
I think he just got bored, because if you go to the original post, like the text on his video, he's got like I don't know, 24 at least movies there, and I haven't seen them in the film yet. Like Cowboy Bebop, Avengers Endgame, like there's all this stuff.
Yeah, like, someone mentioned Spike Spiegel being like shown in this.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like he hasn't gotten there yet, and he's changed roles from talking about media to talking about the internet. And like, what?
So far, I think Hawk has a point here that this is Schrödinger's meme video, where depending on how successful it is or how accepted it is either serious or a meme.
All right. Anyway,
because the very next video he created was Travis Bickle, literally me. So he did start the series he said he was going to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So how is it a joke video if he continues the series in this completely sincere way?
Yeah.
I would say he got tired of doing all this analysis or synopses of all these films, and then just went into, I could talk about communication, and he starts doing that. You're like, okay. But that's not the video. This is kind of the opposite.
He's just trying to make an isolation comparison.
I think he's talking about the circumstances that led up to the surgence in people relating to these characters.
Perhaps, but you know how we have a problem with titles in all these people's videos? They have a title and it doesn't represent what the content is. This is like the opposite, where the title is relevant, but we're waiting for the relevance, and we're going to get there.
What was it? Lemon sticker pudding. It's a meme, just a lackluster meme. No, what a lackluster meme is when you don't intend it to be a meme, but then realize you fucked up so badly. You go, "Oh no, I was only joking, bro."
Yeah, that's what I call Schrödinger's meme.
All right.
And he has shown us alleged literally me characters under his premise that people. That there are men who do that, and there are probably more than there are.
Yeah.
But he hasn't told us why these characters are so important.
Hopefully.
It's like, if I was doing a meme version of Literally Me, I'd be like, here's Woody Harrelson's character from Natural Born Killers. This is a Literally Me character. You know, done like really crazy, like mass murdering, like psychopaths. You know, as a joke thing going like, the fucking Rancor from Return of the Jedi is like literally me, because I just like to, you know what I mean?
No, I thought more along the lines of Robert Downey Jr.'s character in Tropic Thunder. That's literally me.
Hopefully, we'll get to a conclusion, because right now he's extrapolating this, where this comes from and who this could be for, and you're like, that's fine.
What was it? Hades in the chat. Some of the terms he uses are meme in a way, like gamer moment. Gamer moment is used by leftists seriously. Just because it's a meme to us doesn't mean it's a meme to everyone on the internet. Like
they're just trying to they use these words to insult entire demographics based on like benign hobbies.
They think gamer is as bad as nigger. So come on, you know. Oh god, we're going through this whole thing like what Whisp said. It is literally like it's a meme because it's so bad. And never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to a point. He's going to get there very quickly, I'm sure.
News is fed to us online like an IV. We're inundated with news, real and fake, that's designed to elicit an emotional reaction from us. If we're online, it's hard to escape it. And if we're not careful, it can easily lead us to political extremes.
And that's why we need NordVPN.
Okay, so now we're in politics, guys. We don't know how we got here, but now we are. Okay, good enough.
We don't want Biden. We want revenge. I'll remember when that. Oh God.
I remember when that was about Trump. this is almost same thing.
Okay. This is.
Oh, Mangamu, has he shown to be an SJW? I'm not saying he's an SJW. I'm just saying he's making a point that most people on the left, not everyone on the left wing is an SJW. It's just everyone on the left wing uses these literally me things because they've got a straw man. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying this whole meme idea that you brought up is he saying it's a meme because he's realized people don't agree with his.
However you interpret, he's meandered into politics, and this is where.
Yeah, he's meandered into Antifa, protesting about murdering every single person who's not a communist.
Okay.
Hooray!
3 more minutes before we go crazy.
I can't discuss Sigma males in films without talking about dating. I get it. We all want our state-mandated girlfriends. Just as we can hang out with friends from our Cheeto-stained bed, we can ask girls out in the same way. Dating apps like Tinder and Bumble reduce romance to a mobile game. We make commodities out of our bodies and a caricature of our personalities for others to consume, while treating everyone else on the app like a product, rather than like a person. And if Tinder doesn't work out for us, then there's the adult industry that we can turn to get our temporary shots of pleasure. We can eat, drink, work, have a social life, and have a sex life without leaving our homes. Yet, it doesn't fulfill us. It all feels hollow.
Like a glowing
we no
pose.
longer feel like people, but like rats in cages. Loneliness is rising, and it's a problem that we all need to address head on. Lonely characters in films, those that exist on the fringes of society, those that feel a sense of alienation, they resonate with us because we're struggling with those same problems. Now, more than ever. We're probably not struggling to the same extent as the fictional characters, but these characters provide us a sense of catharsis, or potentially, they help us lonely guys figure out how to better our lives. This is totally non-scientific, but it does seem like there aren't that many kinds of movies made nowadays. People, especially young men, are starving for these kinds of stories. We saw the reception to Joker, Good Time, The Lighthouse, and The Batman. If Hollywood wants to tap into the market, make a lot of money, and capture this part of the zeitgeist, then they should make more of these movies. But that would mean funding movies that explore more uncomfortable truths. They'd rather make crap that spouts whatever the latest corporate talking point is, and only worsen the problem.
How the hell is Cowboy Bebop on Netflix a talking point?
Because it with that is meant the ideology. It's the corporate talking point.
It's the ideology.
It's the ideology that is being pandered to, on which they burn money for no sane reason.
This thing is like it's either the radiation or the FBI badge, but this is glowing like mad. This video, because he's literally just saying talking points.
Yeah, so everyone who says this is just a meme video, did he just and says that the rest of his content is okay, which is what I get from Matthias in DM, what's in the chat. Is this just that he made one bad video and then the excuse is it's a meme?
Yeah, he just reduced his entire shtick or whatever message to people are lonely, therefore we identify with people who are alienated.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but the minute he brought up Cowboy Bebop, I thought, okay, this is bare basic anti. I'm using quotation marks here. Anti-left hate, and the current talking point. It's like, right, okay, you start the video off sounding like a left winger trying to say something about a right winger. Now you're trying to sound like you're pretending to be a right winger having a go at left wing. I'm like, this guy just feels like. As someone said, he's apolitical, but it just feels like I don't know.
No, it's like going to sociology class intermittently and going, I remember what I watched or listened to there. I'm going to talk about it in a video because I'm really a cinema major, so I'm studying film. So I'll talk about that instead.
It's like doesn't understand the situation fully and what's actually going on.
I'm not even clear what he's trying to say. At this point, people are lonely. Okay, that's why we like characters in movies. Sure. And therefore, politics. You're like, what? Okay. 1 minute left.
What Tyler Preston in the chat says. I think he's saying that corporations like Netflix would rather fund safe mainstream trash instead of films that are challenging, like Joker and the Batman. I disagree with that on the point that funding safe mainstream trash. The mainstream isn't watching that, so it's not safe mainstream trash.
Who the fuck
So it's
watches...
but there is no mainstream watching this.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, the mainstream's really watching that Resident Evil. Oh yeah.
If you could say with the success of Joker that the mainstream is watching Joker.
Oh. Yeah.
That kind of makes me want to see a fully funded fan adaptation of Cowboy Bebop. Like just an actual people who know what they're doing it properly. Just to show how, like, I don't care if someone puts together a Kickstarter for $1 million, gets the license. Okay, we're going to do this properly. Low budget, simple stories, simple CGI. Everything's basic.
Get some good cosplayers that also can act
That's
enough
it.
the part, and they exist.
You could even have Black Spike. I wouldn't even care. Like just do whatever you want. Just do a better story than what we got. Be great. Anyway. Give us a conclusion, sir, that doesn't hurt our brains. Here we go.
Of social alienation and loneliness. But I was thinking, these kinds of movies were the norm back in the 70s. Just look at 5 Easy Pieces, The Last Detail, The King of Marvin Gardens, The Last Picture Show, or practically any of the Scorsese movies from this time. These movies impacted the culture tremendously and still stand as classics because they had their fingers on the pulse of culture. Sadly, with the Disneyfication of movies right now, I don't have much faith in mainstream films filling that niche. The Batman and Joker came close, but at the end of the day, they didn't hit nearly as hard as Taxi Driver. And I'm afraid that the studios will learn the wrong lesson with the Batman and Joker. The cynical side of me thinks that maybe they think that just making the movies brooding and dark will get them the desired result, all while failing to connect on any deep level with the audience. I just hope that sometime soon, a new wave of filmmakers can make movies for the people. That they'll make films that cause us to laugh and to cry and to point at the screen and say, that's literally me.
Why? Why?
Okay, so people in the chat, people who watch this, please write in the comments how, if this is actually a joke video, how anyone is supposed to tell that this is a joke video.
When he also has 2 other videos about the Literally Me series, which he said he was going to make. That's commitment to the joke.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what's one of this video was brought to you by the FBI. Yeah, there's just...
All right, well, let's get on with stream memes. That was a weird video. Not sure what to make of it, but okay.
I feel empty. I feel empty after having watched this.
I'm just confused. Like, what was that about? Didn't define exactly what a Literally Me video was. Said it was a genre, but didn't exactly define the genre. Pointed to a bunch of videos with characters that people or he himself thinks are associated with his own lifestyle or personality. I'm not sure. And then went into communication, politics, and the plight of us watching Disney films, modern Disney films.
Felt a bit hollow and I don't know. I don't
very well thought out. No, unfortunately.
No.
This is from, what is this? Mongo the Desertism. Okay.
Mango the Desertism. Oh my god. Mango.
You say Mongo, I say mango. Okay. Obsession with American Psycho, pipe bomb plot, Literally Me incident, death. All right.
Hooray.
The Japanese say you have 3 faces. The first face you show the world, the second face you show to your close friends and family. Third face is Ryan Gosling. It is the truest reflection of who you are. Okay. I'm Ken in the Barbie movie. All right.
All right.
Fantastic.
Oh my god, someone found my joggers.
I have a gun and am schizophrenic. Oh no. And the gun is an AK-47, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, the tiny shoes. Look at the tiny shoes.
I like that he has the Sonichu medallion.
I try to ignore that.
Amazing clothing choices. Not sure about the gloves. Seems a little tacky, but
You're not sure about the gloves. The guy is literally 9/11 on his crotch.
The Kino Corner. Eggy Mumkey, anti-fake vomit, blood, and poop, and put it then to our A-grade taste test?
Congratulations.
Human feces snack testers.
No.
Oh my god.
There will be you will have pleased a certain special fetish group on, like, there's lots of them in the furry thing, I think.
I don't know what this is, but okay.
You don't want to know.
Nibbas be like, you changed. Yeah, Nibba, new Ryan Gosling movie came out. Of course I had to change. All right. People like basing their lives around movies. I'm not based. I'm retarded. Alex Jones told me I was a true patriot. 2 kings, and he's. He's. I don't know what he's doing with Alex Jones, but he's taking a photo.
He's high fisting.
High fisting.
He's fisting with Alex Jones.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Hooray, Mr. Kino.
Mm-hmm.
You spent 63,000 minutes listening to some of the worst music we've ever heard. Holy shit, your music taste sucks. We banned your account. That's great.
I'm going to send that to my girlfriend.
Every time. Every time. Have that on a favorite save video.
Just make that about TV.
Whoa, yeah. Oh my god, literally me. You know, I'm not a Martian, a robot, or a twisted Predacon man lad.
Mad lad.
But I
could appreciate the character, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a typical barbarian, average mad lad.
Yeah. And here we have Casey Hudson. Or not Casey Hudson. Casey Jones.
Oh, yeah. Casey Hudson. Oh, I want my endings.
Yeah. I'd never watched this one because I grew up with the 2003 one.
Yeah.
But I saw some clips of this one, the Casey Jones ones, and he's freaking insane in this.
That's why when I saw the movie, the first film when I was a kid, I was so excited they put Casey Jones in there because he's a crazy lunatic with a goalie hockey stick hitting people with a Mike Myers mask. You're just like, what is this? This is awesome.
In 2003, he's like a mid-20 something that got attacked by a gang and he just wants revenge because they killed his dad. But he's not crazy.
And here is Mr. I Break Keyboard.
The gamer moment.
The gamer moment. Yeah, gamers do that. Like 0.11% of all gamers, right?
But we all can just destroy our equipment.
Oh.
Yeah, we should judge all demographics by their smallest and worst examples.
Ken can never be Better Call Saul. That's true. Be on my way to stab some random guy in the street while visiting London to blend in with the natives. Oh, I thought you were going to return some videotapes.
No, that's what you do while you stab them.
Oh, okay, that's your alibi. Yeah, I'm just going to return some videotapes. Book written by a homosexual, movie directed by a woman, is the most popular movie among those who hate both of those groups. How did they do it? Yes, Jack Palahniuk is homosexual. That's true. Since this video is a meme, I found the culprit. Okay. The Kino Corner. Why literally me characters are so important.
Great Scott did it.
Yeah.
What a bastard.
We blame Great Scott.
Oh, you didn't read the
which?
American Psycho one.
I didn't? No, I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah. Patrick, it's you. You're the American Psycho.
It is I, the American Psycho. In case the Smudcast still doesn't know what a gamer moment is, I believe it's the screenshot should provide context. This is no. Come on, that's
Oh,
stupid.
because saying expletive when something shitty happens is something only gamers do. Oh my god, what how did people handle shitty moments for the last 10,000 years? I have no
Every
idea.
gamer identifies with PewDiePie, and whenever he does anything, that's what we do as well. Apparently.
There's a PewDiePie in all of us.
Oh my god. Why women deserve absolutely nothing.
What are they good for?
The size of that book, just massive book. I imagine the font is like 50 point or something gigantic. There's no, just pictures of people or puppies. Literally me, Dick Masterson. Okay. Me trying to figure out the guy's video for 540 kilobytes. Here we go.
And it's not out of the question that you might have a very minor case of serious brain damage.
Oh, well, I don't think he's brain damaged. I just don't think he wrote a very good video or script for his video. This is cool. This is a guy in some sort of neon outfit.
It's
Yeah.
It's a glowy.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's like, I see you from a mile away in the dark in the woods. Try and catch me, buddy.
Come get me, bitch.
Yeah. I don't know what this is, Nickelcon. It's about 3 megs. It could be the girl who fell through time or something. I can't quite tell.
It's a video with the scene where Kay is freaking out in Blade Runner, overlaid with the a POV of a guy being in a relationship.
Okay, well, I am going to not play that because that sounds like that's ripe.
It has music in it, so yeah, you might not want to.
I'll watch it later for sure, though. And the last one is from Hawk. What, guys, all the guys in this podcast are putting me. What the hell is going on? It was you. You're the evil resident. Is that a clip or is that a screen cap from the latest Resident?
I don't.
Could.
I don't know, but I saw it and I was like, this sounds like a dialogue.
It wouldn't surprise at this point.
I saw this bizarre. It was like a 20-second clip of some woman dancing like a puppet.
Yeah.
Like, what the
It's
hell?
a meme to put like a fake line that has the name of the movie awkwardly put into it.
Yeah. I know that, but it's one of those where it's like it's a fake meme, but it's like it sounds like it could actually have been in this. And it's like every clip I've seen of like the new Resident Evil has just been shockingly bad.
Even the Japanese hate it. They got a whiff of it and they're like, what the hell is this?
Because they have taste.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was hard to ponder. It wasn't a bad video. It just didn't make much sense at the end, unfortunately. So
it feels like a complete waste of time.
He didn't say anything inherently incorrect. It was just disconnected from what he was trying to say, I think. So
yeah.
Maybe if he identified what it is he wanted and focused on that instead of talking about everything else, at least it would be more guided down the route we want it to go, as opposed to talking about the internet and politics and other stuff.
Well, since it's a video series, it's probably just a primer video for the series, so might go more deeper into detail when he discusses characters later on in the series.
Oh yeah, but if that's the case, he should have a clear basis to launch his other ideas, because that was just a mishmash of very well cut. Like he knows what he's doing. He obviously likes movies. He knows how to edit. So good for him. But wow, hard to process there. Anyway, thank you guys. We were pretty lazy this week, or busy, or just not interested in the suggestions that we've gotten. So I'm gonna have to do a poll, an internal poll with everyone who's on this podcast. Guys, are you ready to do this? Can you do this? Do you want to do it?
It's just that sometimes we got these deadlock weeks where the poll voted for the gay T-Rex video, and we're like, nobody even wants to wants to click on the button for the "Are you on the show?" bot, and it's like, oh god.
Well, I do apologize, but I have a job.
Yeah, we have
live stuff.
I've been
live
job
stuff
hunting,
on the
so
side.
Well,
Live
job
stuff on
hunting
the side.
is basically a job. So yeah,
We've had this a couple times that there was just the videos were so bad that nobody even wanted to veto. Everybody just ignored everything.
Well, if it was like absolutely crazy, then it might be fun. But if it's just like, ugh, then no one wants to do it.
Yeah.
Even the Naruto one was like, we could try that, but a lot of people are like, we don't like Naruto. We don't care about Naruto. Naruto's old, and no one gives a shit. So
Naruto is pretty bland overall, I think, but I think it's like okay.
Yeah,
I forced all the fucking filler, and I never want to see anything.
Yeah, if there's
Naruto
ever
ever
filler,
again.
it's Naruto. All those popular 2000s animes had so much filler.
Yeah,
And
they should have just kept the first show on 26 episodes and then be done with it. Then make Shippuden and make that a 26 episode show and be done with it, and not make 200 pointless, badly written filler shit things.
well, that's their version
as
of
a Naruto review.
of superheroes. They have power creep. They've got alternate dimensions. They got all kinds of bullshit, as American comics did. Just not as retarded in an animated format. So it's faster to go through than reading decades and decades of what else or what if or Elseworlds or who knows what Marvel did in the 60s and 70s in DC.
Now they have Boruto.
Yay! At least it's like Batman had a kid and then the kid became the new Batman. Like that's the idea. So
I mean, they've tried to do that with Batman, where they had Dick take over the role for a while.
right, but they stopped.
Then Bruce came back.
Yeah, they can't have any continuity, any progression. Batman is eternally a 35, 39-year-old man or whatever. And that's it. There's no there's no growth. Gotham is always corrupt. There's no change. The police commissioner is always Gordon. It's always that way. So
Yeah, I feel like that's what really hurts the whole I can't kill Joker. He has to be sentenced. And I'll work to make the city less corrupt so that it happens.
yeah, in later years, Batman
night,
might
Dog.
be different. So
And I agree with Tyler Preston in the chat. Check out Flame of Wrecker. It's an old manga around the same time.
all right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Keep the sessions coming. Keep the voting going as well. And we'll talk to you hopefully very soon. Have yourself a great evening. Bye-bye.
Night.
Good night.